It was brought to my attention that there is a big problem with an iCord conjugated stitches of the first row. I have no idea where this comes from. I could reproduce it, and so I'm going to show you a different approach to the iCord cast on. I'm working a separated iCord with 3 stitches. So you cast on 3 stitches, slide them to the right tip of the needle again, and just knit those 3 stitches. You need double pointed needles. Slide them to the right end of the needle again, despite the fact that the working yarn is on the left end. You just continue knitting those 3 stitches. It needs a few rows until you recognize the iCord. Always slide the stitches to the right end of the needle and start over again, knitting those 3 stitches. So some fast forward, and you work as many rows as you need for your iCord. If you want a 20 stitch iCord cast on, then you work 20 rows. So always to the right end and knit those 3 stitches again. Now I bind off. Simply knit, knit, pass over the first stitch, knit, pass over the previous stitch. Leaves you 1 stitch on the needle. Now you have this nice iCord with this even chains, and now you knit 1 stitch out of every chain. Every chain is 1 knit stitch. Just into the chain, grab the working yarn and pull it through. Fast forward again. And 1 stitch out of every chain of the iCord. Now that's all the trick. Up to the very last stitch, and now you continue knitting with this perfect iCord cast on. So the wrong side row with purl stitches, I work through the back loop to get more tension on the stitches, just to avoid any loose stitches. So purl stitches, but through the back loop. Always work through the back loop. Fast forward again. And I just remembered that I tend to work the purl stitches not that tightly, so I will use smaller needles with my next turn with my next wrong side row. And you may, so that's perfect, those stitches are very tight, and you may work the next right side row, the next knit stitches row, through the back loop as well, but that's not really necessary. You don't have to. You may. And now for the next wrong side row and for the next purl stitches, I use a needle 0.5 millimeter or 1 millimeter smaller than the needle for the right side rows. Because with my stockinette stitch you always see the wrong side rows, because I work them more loosely than the knit stitches. So this is a smaller needle now. I'm just continuing with stockinette stitch. And the bigger needle with on the right side again. So this was fun, isn't it? And this was an iCord cast on, and you already guessed it, there is also an iCast bind off, which I will show you in the next video. Now this is the result. Perfect stitches, perfect stockinette, perfect iCord. Next video I'm going to show you the iCord bind off. Enjoy!